leak.
The springs did nothing.
What? Smoke blowing smoke out the backside of the intake.
The intake or behind the engine? So the LS engine package has become the dominant, most popular engine package in all of hot rodding right now. At Armageddon, we're interested in providing the ideal turbocharging solution, so we're starting to dabble in this. Now you may be aware that it's become popular to go find a junkyard engine, pull it out, put it in your vehicle, and just put a big turbocharger on there and see how much power you can make. That's one way to do it. What we're doing here today is we took one of those 5.3 liter junkyard engines, took everything out of it, and put in some really good stuff. Come on in, let me show you what we're up to. So you're on the water brake dyno right now. You can see the turbos poking up. We've got the Armageddon, soon to be released Armageddon twin turbo manifolds bolted up with 66mm turbochargers on a value-based LS engine package that Titan Racing Engines has developed for us. Last night we were running this up around 2 bar of boost. That's about 28.7 psi. And looking for about 1,300 horsepower.
I found a leak. What's smoke blowing smoke out the backside of the intake?
The intake or behind the engine? Yeah. Now what happened was we lost clamp load on our cylinder heads. So the cylinder head goes on top of the cylinder block. All the combustion happens between the piston and this combustion chamber here. What holds the cylinder head to the engine block is a head bolt. So the cylinder bolt, head bolt, threads into the block, and we measure the amount of torque we have tightening the cylinder bolt to the cylinder head. There's a couple of things that can happen when you're using an old block. The first is we don't know the condition of the threads, so we have something that's called wind that happens with these bolts. And that means all the tension that's in the bolt, the actual material of the bolt will start to twist a little bit, giving you a false reading. You might not have enough clamp load to hold the cylinder head onto the cylinder block. So we lost clamp load and blew a head gasket. And the carnage, well, we had a little bit. This is what your head gasket should look like, and this is what the head gasket looked like after the fact. You can see it ate through, the combustion made its way right through the gasket, and this is a 7-layer LS9 LSA head gasket, one of the strongest gaskets you're going to find on the market for these kind of engines. Also tore up our cylinder head a little bit here. So what's the fix? Well, we can switch, and we did switch, to a cylinder head stud. So we've got the same coarse threads that go into the cylinder block. We use these nice fine threads with a nut instead. And it's a much more reliable reading when you're dealing with old beat up threads in an old block. Since we switched to the studs, heads are staying on great, no more problems. We're good to go, we can move on with our testing.
The whole project's basically I'll edit it myself. Shit you do, right?
Somewhere. With low boost conditions, it makes a normal looking power graph where it starts here and goes there. Under high boost conditions, for whatever reason, it starts here and goes there. I mean, it should simulate the same curve. And just move it up when you put boost to it, but something is causing it to not run up high. Right.
So we're going from 1,027 or 1,127 down to about 1,070, trying to correct this power drop off in the higher RPM. Just showing you a little snippet between 5,800 RPM and going up to 7,000 RPM. You can see we lost about 80 horsepower. Now that we've cranked up the boost to 2 bar of atmosphere, so now we're in the 28 psi range, we're starting to get this power drop off and we're not exactly sure why. It's fine, ship it, put it in a crate, it's all good.